Good morning, all of you. So, welcome back to DevOps sessions. So, today we are going to discuss Docker Compose. So, last class in Docker. So, any questions on Docker network and volume? Did you complete the lab? So, any questions? So, Docker Compose, we can start in 5 minutes. Let others also join. Yeah. Yes, the error comings are mostly for me. The container 6 already used, right? Change your container name. If I try to stop the container, it's showing same error. Restart your daemon, Docker daemon once. Systemctl restart Docker. Maybe any cache issue is there with that. Okay, so guys, the Docker Compose is nothing but, so we have a Docker file, right? So we have a Docker file. In the Docker file, we can control one container. We can create one container, right? So if you want to create a 10 containers, you have to orchestrate 10 containers. I mean, with the help of one command, we can control of all containers. That is compose. Docker compose help to deal with multiple containers. The main usage is okay. For example, if you want to create a 3 containers, 2 containers, it's related to your project. So we can take the control of Docker compose. We can call all the containers images in that. Whenever you can run the YAML file, the all containers will create at a one time. Okay, so we are using Docker Compose mainly for dealing with multiple containers. With help of Docker Compose, we can manage multiple containers. Okay, so in the Docker file, we can manage only one container. Okay, so if you want to control, if you want to take the control of multiple containers, so we can use the Docker Compose, only single statement. So here the commands are little different. All the Docker commands start with Docker, and all the Docker Compose commands start with Docker Compose. Okay, so if you want to start the YAML file, so Docker Compose written in YAML files, let me write that point also. YAML files. So YAML or YML, both are same. In the YAML file, we need to define the details. So if you can see in the Ansible, right? In Ansible also, we can write in Ansible playbooks by using YAML language. In the Ansible playbook, we have a roles, right? In the Ansible playbook roles, we can control multiple deployments by using role. I mean, role.yaml is there, right? Whenever you can apply role.yaml, it will control multiple actions. Same like that here also Docker Compose is YAML files. By using Docker Compose, we can control multiple actions related to multiple containers. Okay. And also we can, by using Docker Compose, we can implement a connection between one container to other container also. Okay. Usually we can use the single Docker files in real time, but Docker Compose also we can use, but not in that much. So it's very less use case. Okay. So let me take the sample commands if you can see. So these are the sample commands, guys. So Docker Compose pull if you want to pull any image, and to create all containers using Docker Compose file, Docker Compose up. This is for interactive terminal. If you give -d, it is a detached terminal. Okay. If you want to stop, if you want to remove, if you want to reconfig, if you want to check the logs, if you want to check the image details, so we can give like this. So if you want to check the container logs, we can give the Docker container logs. If you want to check the more details of the container, we can give the Docker inspect container. So here also same thing, Docker Compose logs. If you want to check the Docker Compose, if any error is there, we can give the Docker Compose logs. Same thing if you want to stop the containers, all the containers. If in case in my YAML file, if I have a 10 containers, images are there in that. If you apply the YAML file, immediately 10 containers will create. If you want to stop the 10 containers, that one YAML file is taking care of everything. We can apply the command in the compose level. So whatever containers created by using Docker Compose, we can easily manage to stop or start or restart or remove. Okay. So if you can see here, so if you can see here, let me take a sample compose YAML file here. If you can see here in the service, so I'm taking MyDB, I mean MySQL, I'm taking MySQL image, okay? So MySQL image means we can, yeah, please come. So we can take any image, right? In the container, we can take any image. You can take a DB image, you can take a Ubuntu image, you can take any Python image, application image, anything you can take it, right? So if I take a MyDB, MySQL root password. So as we know, the DB contains username and password and endpoint. If you want to connect EC2 instance, we have to use the public IP of the EC2 instance and what that username of the EC2 instance, that is EC2 user hyphen user. If it is a Ubuntu user, if it is a like we have to give the PEM file for the authentication. So here in the MySQL, any database, we have a three type of credentials. One is for endpoint, one is for username, one is for password. Any DB, if you can take any DB, this is the process. So if I take a MyDB, if you can see here, my MySQL root password is test, right? But where is the username here? You can understand my username is default username. So default username is you can consider as a root. Okay. And my password of the MySQL image is test. I'm giving here. Even we'll go little depth in Kubernetes in that how MySQL image will work and all. Just this is for understanding. Just keep as it. Okay. And how many images are there here, guys? Let me take this one. Yeah, how many images are there in this? Two images, right? So as I said, the Docker Compose, we can handle multiple images. So multiple images means multiple containers. Two images means two containers will create. 10 images means 10 containers will create. Okay. So if you can see here, services is MyDB, environment, just leave it. MySQL root password is test, image is MySQL. I mean, what I'm doing here, I'm taking MySQL image, the MySQL image is database here. The database password I'm giving here, and username is we are going with the default username. And if you can see here, WordPress is also one more image. So WordPress is also one more image. So this WordPress, why I'm using here, if you can see here, my DB is a backend. Okay. DB is a backend layer. We cannot access DB directly. It is not in public. It is in private. Okay. So in this case, I need to access my DB means I need any help of front end, like, any UI interface, right? That UI interface, I will go with WordPress. We have so many UIs, right? I'll just go with WordPress. Okay. So this WordPress, if you can go with the WordPress, I'm able to log in. I'm able to connect my DB. Okay. So we need to understand one thing here. In this YAML file, how your WordPress will communicate with DB. Okay. That is a very important thing here. So there is a links concept here. In the links, my DB under my DB colon site I have given, right? So in the links, I'm calling my DB here. Understand here. See, I'm calling, this is the, if you can see, this is entire is related to WordPress. Okay. In this WordPress, I'm calling here my DB. Means what? Your WordPress go and communicate with your MySQL DB. Okay. I will explain why we need to communicate and all. Okay. After this lab. So if you can see my, yeah. So my WordPress is communicate to my DB. Why? If user is going to, if user want to talk with your DB, this is not possible directly. DB can understand query language only, not for human language. So what we can do, we can take help of WordPress. WordPress will take your request to your MySQL DB. Understand here? Okay. Yes, two images means two containers. Compose is nothing but we can handle multiple containers, multiple images. For example, guys, if I ask you to create two images and implement communication between one image to other image, I mean container to container. So container to container, you have to create a one Docker file. Two Docker file, we have to implement communication between these two containers. Instead of that, we can use the Docker Compose at the time. We can create multiple images related to containers. We can maintain the relation between the containers by using links concept. Understand? Yeah. లాక్ చేసావా? చూడు ఒకసారి. ఓకే. ఓకే. Okay, guys. So here, just we need to understand Docker Compose is nothing but we can handle multiple images in that, like a Ansible roles. Okay, Ansible roles also we can manage multiple deployments, right? Ansible role YAML is outside of your directory. Whenever you can apply YAML of the role level, it is communicated respect to all deployments into the Ansible. Same thing here also. My YAML files, Docker Compose written in YAML file. In my YAML file, if I update my image details, it will pull all the images details in the Docker Compose. Okay. Sir, if we use this YAML file, we can build YAML without using. How can you build YAML without using Docker Compose command? So there is a command. I think you joined little late. So as I said, we have a command to deploy YAML files. These are the commands. Docker Compose up, Docker Compose up -d, Docker Compose stop. I mean, whatever commands is there with the Docker, it will replace with Docker Compose if you are dealing with Docker Compose. Okay. So let's an example. Let me connect this one once. So once again, I'm saying in the Docker, you have to focus till generate image only. Volumes, network, compose for your just content I need to discuss, just I'm discussing here. So your focus always, if you want to put more effort on Docker, put on the Docker file. Okay. So once you generate, once you build image, Docker is enough at that part. Okay. We are going to hand over into Kubernetes. In this YAML file we are discussing now, right? This YAML file is also there in the Kubernetes, same process. Just understand the concepts only. No, don't go in depth in the after image concepts like volumes and networks and compose. Okay. Just I'm saying time management only. I'm not saying to don't go there. So if you want to focus more, so many things are there now. So if you can see, this is my compose.yaml. Okay. So whatever I have mentioned here, this is the YAML file. Okay. So tomorrow I will start RDS, guys. Okay. Relational database service. Don't miss it. Two classes are very, very important. Even though if you don't have any knowledge on database also, you will get at least 30% knowledge on the DB. So that with that knowledge, you can explore it so many things. Okay. I will take you into that. 30% I will give you in that. So if you want to learn more things, it is your work then. Okay. In your hand. So if you can see my compose.yaml, I'm going to give you very important concept in RDS, which is very, very important. Replica concept. Okay. That is very, very important. Understanding is very, very important. So if you can see the same YAML files there in my end. Okay. So first of all, if you want to run Docker Compose, we need to install Docker Compose. Okay. We need to install Docker Compose inside your EC2 instance, inside your host mission. Okay. Let's go to here to install Docker Compose. We have a GitHub. So just copy here. Okay. And then go for Docker Compose version. Okay. So Docker Compose version is there. So I have a YAML file. Okay. So what I need to do, guys, now the Docker Compose, if it is a Docker file, we can use the Docker build command. But this is not a Docker file. This is a compose.yaml. So how to start it, how to up. So we can use the Docker Compose up command to run the containers. Docker Compose up -d. -d is the detachment terminal. Okay. If you can see, the first one is, yeah, container docker compose mydb, my test is running now. Okay. If I go docker ps, okay, you can go and check docker ps also. We are able to see WordPress and MySQL is running conditions. Otherwise, we can check docker compose level also. If you can see, if you want to stop, you can give the docker compose stop, docker compose start. So we can use this type of commands. Okay. If you give up, if you give up, it is not, it is still always into the interactive terminal. We have to exit or control P plus Q. We have to come and check it. Okay. If you want to remove, so copy, just I'm going to remove here. No stopped containers. Okay. So what they are saying, already running container. So I think we have to give -f, I think so. Let me try with this. Okay. So running containers. Let's go and check the command. Is there any? So this source of the Docker compose YAML file and not image. In the YAML files, there is images. Containers are created from YAMLs, but inside YAML images are there. If you observe or not, guys, let's go and I will show you here. ls, so vi compose.yaml. So here already images are there, right? It is taking MySQL image. It is taking WordPress image. Okay, whenever apply means it will pull these two images and run these images. If I run these images, containers will create. Understand? So now, yeah, now, so my containers are running, right? Docker PS. Two containers are running. So if I go for my YAML file, I have given 8085 published container, I mean port number, right? So this is working port number. This is localhost published port number. So WordPress also will work on the 80. So let's go on the 8085 with the localhost. So my WordPress, this is my WordPress UI image. Okay. So this WordPress is configured with which service? MySQL DB, right? So if whatever inputs you can give here, that inputs will go for your DB. How it is communication happen? Because of links concept. In the YAML, there is a links concept. In the link, I'm calling my front end service or back end service, whatever it is. Okay. So let's go for English. Let's go. So it is asking database name and username and password, localhost and something. So I have already given details here in this chart. Sorry, in this notepad. So my database name is MySQL. I'm taking MySQL image, right? It's a MySQL. User is root. If you're not mentioning anything, by default, any DB username is root. So password is test. I have given in my YAML file password is test. If you can see here. Okay. And what is my DB host name? My DB. This is host name. I mean local host or whatever endpoint. So this is password. As I said, we need three credentials to connect any database. One is host name, that is our endpoint, or one is for username, one is for password. So I'm giving host name is MyDB here. Username is root by default. If you mention here username, it will take that. Otherwise, it will take root. And password I have given test. So three details are here. Okay. And database name is MySQL. Let's go and give that. Database name is what? MySQL. Username is what? Root. Password, whatever I have given. Host name, MyDB. Okay. Submit. I mean, WordPress is asking give your DB credentials so that I will allow you to communicate your DB. Understand now? So run the installations. Okay, it is asking to change your username and password. So you can give any title. Yeah, welcome to Naresh. I think it is already coming in this cache. Anyway, mail ID and all. So password, this is your password now. So if you want to change, you can change it. I mean, this is asking to change password only. Okay. So you can change your password if required. So okay, I have given my password. Now install WordPress, login. So here it is asking your password, whatever you have given. So this is WordPress login page. So if you can see here, so you just create anything here. The post, you can create any post and all. So we can write any block here. Okay. So you can let me go to my blocks here. So you can write any, you just copy any block here from here. Just for sample, I'm saying. So you can just copy paste if required here. So we can publish the blocks here also. Upload. Post published. So we need to understand one thing. So whatever content you are going to add here, the background, it is going to store into your DB. Understand? So you are going to add some content means the background, this content is going to store into some DB, right? The DB I have configured MySQL. Understand? I have configured MySQL. So whatever things we are doing here, everything is going to store into our DB. So so my DB, if for example, my user details are stored into my DB, right? One more person is joined, that user details stored into DB. Like that, every details are storing into the DB only. Understand? So if we can copy, we can post this also. I think so. We can see this. We can access my page. Understand? So we can just do it. Many things here is there. Like that. Clear? Just I'm taking an example, this one only. But we need to understand Docker Compose deal with multiple containers. Okay, multiple images. Can we also do as a build in Docker file like that? Here also we can create 2 images. So if you want to go with, we can go with that. But if you can go with that, the process is little difficult compared with the Compose, right? Compose is very easy process. Just we can add the images into that. We can run the compose.yaml. Okay. If we want to create like that, you can do it. No problem. But process is, if it is a 10 containers, we have to write a 10 Docker files, right? 10 Docker files, 10 process. It's a very difficult job. Anyway, but we are following Docker file concept only in the real time, 90%. Okay. Compose we are using very less. Just for your understanding, I'm saying here only. Okay. You can do it anything, Node.js, MongoDB, Python, Flask, and MySQL, so front and back, whatever you can configure anything. If you are interested, I will share the few projects in the GitHub. You can do it. Just run the compose and handle it only. Okay. So clear. Let me log out from here. If you can see here, I'm login, I'm log out, right? My login, logout details stored in where? Database. For that, MySQL. Okay. Yeah. So this WordPress authenticate your details. Authenticate your details means next time if I log in means it will allow me to access the page. How? My details already stored WordPress, the background of MySQL database. So your details are already there. No need to sign up again, right? If you start with your details, so for example, if I give my password again, it is take me to the same page, right? Why? My details already stored. If I give different password, will it take? No, your details are not stored in MySQL DB. Your DB is not allow you to connect. Understand? So first, what you need to do? You need to, for example, guys, I'm giving something here. I'm giving something here. These details are not stored in your DB. So that's why it's not allowing. Understand? Yeah, let's go there. So yeah, Docker, PS, if you can see, two containers are running in my end. So I have given 8085. So of course, if you remove containers means no application is running, everything is lost. If you're deleting, right? Removing means deleting the database. There is no database exist in that. So no data is stored, right? Database delete means what? You are removing your content also. Is it clear, everyone? Any questions? So this is the Docker concepts. So I'm going to share you entire notepad notes to you. First, what we discuss and all. So I'm going to discuss one interesting topic now. We have a time meanwhile. So till this is clear, right? Docker Compose. Just run this. If you are interested in my GitHub, also 2-3 projects are there in the Docker Compose, like Python Flask and MySQL DB also there. You can. So we can implement in this by using this Docker Compose 3-tier architecture and all also, but we are not going with here. We are going with the Kubernetes. Okay. So we have a Docker Swarm, guys. So Docker Swarm is nothing but just let me differentiate Docker Swarm and Kubernetes. We can understand Docker Swarm versus Kubernetes. Okay. If you can see both Docker Swarm, okay, we can write the points better here. So we can take Docker Swarm is a container orchestration tool. Okay. See, container orchestration tool for clustering and schedule the Docker containers. Okay. Just copy it. Yeah. So here I'm writing no Docker Swarm. Why we are not using Docker Swarm versus Kubernetes. So this is very important actually. Okay, someone is saying that. See, Docker Swarm and Kubernetes both are container orchestration technologies, but container orchestration technologies make it simpler to deploy, manage. Okay, that is okay. Okay. This is very important, guys. Yeah. See, this is a very important point. Okay. So Kubernetes is it can handle multiple complex, network design. So if there is any complex structure in the containers and all, so Docker Swarm will not support at that time. Okay. And also Kubernetes will provide load balancing concepts. Okay. That is not provided by Docker Swarm. Okay. We have to configure load balancing technologies additionally on top of the Docker Swarm. So that is again additional burden onto that, right? So, but Kubernetes is saying that end-to-end process, okay, orchestration, high availability, service access, volumes, workspaces, so many advantages are there in the Kubernetes. That's what we are going with the Kubernetes. If you can go with this, just I'm writing here better. See here. Docker Swarm provides high availability as you can easily duplicate microservice within, although it does not provide automating scaling. Understand? If does not provide automatic scaling means what is the use? Understand? See, it is provide automatic scaling, Kubernetes. That is a measure. So many advantages are there. The main one is this one. You can just write this one. Yeah. So Kubernetes advantages. Advantages. So if you can go with the Kubernetes advantages and the Docker Swarm will not support auto scaling. So we have to increase the scaling of the containers. It will not support automatically auto scaling. Okay. You can say that is if there is no auto scaling concept, we cannot say it is a high availability, right? If there is no high availability, why we can use the Docker Swarm here? So it is not. Mhm. Okay, that's all for Docker. Excuse me. So, okay. So tomorrow I'm going to start Kubernetes. So what you need to do first, just revise the AWS concepts. I'm saying that next topic. Yes, tomorrow I will discuss RDS only. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. Tomorrow we can start RDS. So you can just go through the AWS concepts once again. Yeah, first of all, guys, before going to the RDS, I'm going to explain one architecture that is three-tier architecture. Okay. So if you can see here, if you go any website, Flipkart or Amazon or any website, if you can see there is a account page, right? Account, cart details, account. If you can go for electronics or home furniture, mobiles, if you can go here, Yeah, if you can go for mobiles, if you can see this is 25,999. If you click on this, so if you can go for buy, you have to give your details and give your delivery address and all. So if you can see the entire mobile details already stored in one database. Okay. So for example, guys, if you can see out of stock is nothing but what? The DB, in the DB, there is no mobile details. Understand? Yeah, there is no. Okay, small example, guys. I don't know, did I discuss or not with this? In the 15 years back, just 15 years back, you can go for 15 years back. So in your house premises, there is some small shops, right? General shops. If you can go and ask something, sugar, 1 kilo sugar, and if you can ask some whatever, shampoo, something, there is a book they are maintaining. Remember or not? If I ask some any quantity, something, anything, immediately they will verify in the book that item is there or not. If there, immediately they go and search entire the shop, right? Now there is a big shops, but in the 15 years back, in that home only there is a shop, right? So they are go and search and give back to that product. Again, in that product, in the book, they're going to reduce the quantity. So still before 10, now 5, 4, 3, 2, based on the book, again, the shopkeeper go on market and purchase the same item and maintain the stock. Is this correct? So the reference is what? Book. Understand? The reference is book and also cost. It's very difficult to remember the cost. All items, they write somewhere. They will go and verify the book and check this quantity of the rate and they will say the rate. So sometimes you are saying, can you please check one more time in your book? The rate is difference is there not? They again go on book and check the no, rate is correct. Something kind of things are there. So there is MRP, yes, but if there's some products, there is no MRP, right? So that kind of cost they can verify and they can say the rate. Again, the reference is what? Book. Why can't you say that? Can you maintain one website? Why you are every time checking that books and all? 15 years back, there is not that much of network, right? Development, right? Definitely they have to follow books only. So everywhere you can go, the lot of books are there. If you can go jewelry shop, if you can go anywhere, that books can say that history of the products. Understand? Same thing, guys. The shop is related to one street only. It depends on one street. So maybe it's close to 20 families or 50 families. If the same shop handling entire India, is it possible to maintain book? Who can write crores of details in that? Understand now? If I go for Flipkart, if I say to Flipkart, maintain a one book, so the stock details and everything, how difficult it is. Understand? So we have a three type architecture, three tier architecture. We have a 3 layers: a web layer, app layer, DB layer. With this example, the book concept, which layer it is going to suitable? DB layer. Understand? So in place of book, now DB is coming. Database is coming. The database is saying that you can add entire details into database. Understand? Let's write a database layer now. Okay. Now, shopkeeper is very happy. No need to write anything, right? No need to write anything, right? Yes, our DB layer is taking care. Our DB layer is taking care everything now. DB layer is nothing but database. Okay. We have so many database in the market. So many. Tell me the examples. MySQL, Oracle, PostgreSQL. Next. Next. MariaDB. Next. So many we have, right? Yeah, Mongo also, Cassandra. So many. Mango. We have a Mango. So now, if you can see here, yeah, DB2. If you can see here, multiple DBs are there. Guys, not Mango, sorry, Mongo. Okay, okay, Mongo. So in this, let me read this. Where is error here? What happened again? Yeah, DynamoDB is not SQL. DynamoDB is not a SQL. What is this? DynamoDB is what? Locking mechanism. That is just we are using only. Okay, MongoDB. So we have so many DBs. Yes, no SQL. Very good. DynamoDB is a no SQL. It's a key value store like S3 bucket. Okay. Okay. So we have a multiple databases. Now shopkeeper is asking which database you need. We have a MySQL, Oracle, PostgreSQL, SQL, Mongo, Maria. Give anything one. So okay, we have given MySQL. Now the problem is, yeah, if we have a book, simply you can write everything, right? Take the pen, write your content. But DB is saying we cannot write with pen, right? DB, if you have a pen, but we cannot write anything. So if you want to communicate, I have a separate language. You have to learn that language. Okay. What is that language? Query language. Query language. So if you want to insert data here, you need to run an insert query. If you want to take the data from here, we have to write query. So many queries. Immediately shopkeeper. Surprise. Even I don't know English also. You're asking me to learn query. How can I? The same example, Flipkart, if you can say here. So yes, we have a phones. If you want to purchase this phone, you need to write a query. The phone details everything there in my database, right? How to take the phone from the database? You have to purchase it, right? So you do one thing, we can write a query to purchase a mobile from the database. How can I write a query to purchase it? I don't know how to write, right? I don't know how to write, right? You know how to write? So even we are a BTech, okay, graduates, even though we don't know how to write a query, then what about others? Simply, no, it is not possible for us. So then what we can do? We'll take one help to run a query to communicate with you. So to connect with you, I need to write a query. I don't know how to write a query. So, okay, I can do one thing. For that, I'm going to add one more layer. What is this layer, guys? This is app layer, application layer. Okay. So in application layer, we are using so many programming languages. What are those? Java, Python, .NET, so many. Ruby. Yes, Ruby also there. Spring Boot. It comes under Java family all are. Okay. So, okay. If you can see so many languages we are using. So if you can see here, your application is related. This is Flipkart application. Flipkart application already written in some other language, maybe Java. In that application, they are updating all details of your phones and all into the DB. That your DB details we are calling by using your application. Understand your application. So that application may be written in any programming language. So my application will communicate with the DB, right? The request will go to DB and DB will say to application, okay. Now tell me guys, DB layer is public or private? Private. If it is public, everyone can use this. What about application layer? Public or private? Okay. Let's assume application layer is public. If application layer is public, your code and all there in this layer, right? Are you able to see your Java code in the Flipkart? No, right? Then is it public or private? Private, right? Otherwise, your application will communicate with DB to get the details, right? So if developers are there, go to Flipkart, open the application, this application code, change the query. Understand or not? My Apple mobile just change the rate to 100 rupees. It will give the 100 rupees Apple mobile to you, right or not? So we cannot change. No one is. This is application is in the private layer. Okay. Okay. So why application is here? Yeah. Finally, our application is communicate to DB. Yes, but here we need to write a multiple product details, communication, APIs in this only. Is this clear? Okay. But who is this guys? Users. Now shopkeeper again. Okay. Your application is taking care to communicate DB. That's perfect. Again challenge. I don't know how to run a code in Java. I don't know how to run a code in Python to get the details from the DB. Okay. Immediately, this is very difficult job to write Python code to communicate. So the finally, one more layer is come. What is that layer? Web layer. Understand? This web layer examples, please. Front end, yes, HTML, CSS, and React.js, JavaScript. So many front ends we have. Okay, right? HTML, CSS, React.js. So many things we have. Okay, Angular, yes, Angular also correct. Angular also. Anyway, just take an example. So this is user interface. User interface means we can click, again click, like that. Matter of some clicks, you are going inside of your product, right? That is front end. So if you can go here, just communicate with this here. Okay, like this. Okay, that's perfect. Whenever the request comes from customer, user, it is go for web layer, web to application layer, application to DB layer. Web cannot communicate with the DB directly. Web indicate it is not a dynamic. There is no any API to call your DB. This is for just front end to interface between you and your application. Understand? Let me write. This is public or private? This is public. So we can call front end also. This is called back end. This is called also back end. So now front end development is nothing but here. Back end development is here. Back end DB development is here. So this is logical layer. This is DB layer. Yeah, data layer. Okay. Now the question is, now the question is to everyone, how many servers are there here? Web layer means web servers. Web servers. How many servers are there here? One is fine. Multiple, right? So, okay. Anyway, it's a multiple. Depends on the application. Yes, it's definitely multiple servers are there. If multiple servers are there, how these guys are communicate here? Load balancer. Excellent. Perfect. Here your LB. Okay, so your ELB will come into the picture. Is this clear? Okay. Okay. Now what about here? How many application servers? Hmm? Only one? One? Okay. One, if it is a one, if the requests are coming, 1 CR request from the web server, 1 crore, 1 million. If I put an offer on Apple mobiles today, 10,000 discount, billions of people can hit your server, right? Hit server means front end. If they are accessing 1 billion means 1 billion request will go to back end, right? Understand or not? So in that case, application server, how many? Oh, pods. Okay. Multiple servers, right? If multiple servers coming means what it will come again? That okay. I'm talking about access. Load balancer. Hmm. Okay. Clear? Hmm. Okay. We are very clear. Web layer, application layer. Yes. What about here? How many DB? Tell me, guys. How many? So, okay. Okay. Let's add here one more thing, that is ASG, auto scaling. Okay, guys, if you can go here, what is this? ASG, auto scaling group. Here will come, right? So I'm just adding here, auto scaling group. What about here? Multiple, right? What about here? No, na. Tell me, guys, should I apply same thing for DB also auto scaling group and load balancers? Then no means why? DBs cannot global. Mhm. Yes, should apply Arun Reddy. Yes, Nagarjuna apply. Tell me, guys, finally, can I add ASG ELB here or not? We need to increase the servers based on the load. I'm talking about DB servers. Okay. We need to add a. No, guys. Answer is no. Yes, we cannot add auto scaling group into DB layer. And also, if there is no auto scaling group here, there is no load balancer, only one server. Why? Hmm? Why? Reason is why. Okay. Let's go to now AWS 3-tier architecture. Hmm. If you can see, guys, what we can understand here. How many layers are there here? 3 layer. What is the first layer? That is public, right? This one. And what is this? What is this? Why? Two servers are there. Okay. The question is to you. This ALB serve the request for across availability zone or request region? Hmm? Across aged or across regions? Across aged. If you can see 2A, 2B. So to create load balancer, at least two subnets required in different availability zones, right? Okay. Now question to you. If my two servers are running different regions, one is in India, one is in US, Mumbai and US. In that case, not possible. Huh? Then what we can say? So not possible from my end. So can you go for Azure? Is it good? Then tell me guys, in that case, what we can do? So if you are interest, I'm going to cover the topic. Depends on your interest. Okay. So VPC peering. Why VPC peering here? One VPC to one VPC connection is VPC peering. So first of all, we need to understand. Yes, VPC peering is for just communication only, connect. But here my question is, two instances are running in different regions. How to provide high availability of across regions? Is it possible to configure load balancer? The target is one Mumbai, the target is in America. Hmm? So this is your question, guys. Again, CloudFront is a different service. CloudFront is for there is a that latency based network. Okay, to get a good latency, we are using CloudFront. There is a backend edge locations are there. That is a different story. But my question is very clear, guys. My instance is running in Mumbai. One instance is running in US. Both are same applications. How to provide high availability? This is your question. So tomorrow, let me know. Okay. I think the question paper already there. That question. You guys are busy, right? Again. Okay. No problem. Same thing as I said, I will do my job. Depends on your wish. Once again, I'm saying that after 30 days, sir, this is my question paper, sir. If you send, I will delete that question paper immediately. Okay. Your time is there for only 3 days. Okay. No one can give 1 week time for one question paper. Why I've given? At least any day you will get an interest, you can do that. If I give only one day, na, if 50% is possible, 50% is not possible, next day they can leave everything. They can leave that question paper. That's what my intention I given 1 week time. Okay. Yeah, this is correct answer, Ramesh. Yes. Route 53. We can do it by using Route 53. So I'm going to cover Route 53 concept. If I forget, please remind me at the time. Okay. Anyway, now, okay. So here EASG is there. Don't take it like a AWS guys. Very, very important. AWS is very important for DevOps engineers. Nowhere is mentioned again, do you have knowledge on AWS? No, they will consider by default. If you're a DevOps engineer, you know cloud. Understand? Yeah. So how many ALBs are there here? How many ASGs are there? Two. So, but three-tier architecture, right? It's supposed to be there three ASGs, three ELBs. But why two only? So in the DB layer, there is no ASG, there is no load balance. Why? Why? Costing. Uh, Tell me, guys. Already experienced people also are here. I know 4 years, 5 years, developers, testers. Why? Because it's database. This is like a Sharmila answer, right? Yeah, good, good. Yeah, we know this is database. Why? Because it is database. Data mismatch. Yes, answer is correct. Why data mismatch is happen here? Why data mismatch is happen? Why it is not happen? Why it is happen? Data sync will not happen. Okay. Anyway, guys, we have a 15 minutes time. I'm going to cover this concept now. Let's take a one more architecture here. Web layer, one more web layer. I mean, two instances. App layer, one more app layer. So this is front end. So this is back end. So users are access. So here, if you can see, go for ELB. Okay. This is one ELB. This is one more ELB. Just assume it. Okay. The request goes to like this, right? Let's go to add DB also. Two DBs. Same like my auto scaling also there. So my ELB also there. Let's assume. This is not a right architecture. Just I'm saying that if it is there, okay. So this is DB1, DB2. Okay. So my ASG is here. My ASG is here. My ASG is here. Auto scaling group. Okay. The first question, user one, user one. Okay. He is going to shop something into Flipkart. So he don't have any account. Okay. So he's created one account with his details. Is this clear? The first request will go to where? Web layer. Which server? Any server. Inside, same code. Clear? Inside, same code. No problem, right? Let's go to here. Here, any data is inserted here? No. Here? No. So, okay, finally, concentrate, guys, please. Request is go this server. This is sent signal to this server backend. Now my backend is sent to this DB. What happened here? User one details like shopkeeper. Update user one details. So the request will go here or here, right? Load balancer is there, right? Maybe it will send the response this DB or this DB. Is this clear or not? After 2 days, this guy is going to shop something into Flipkart. He's open Flipkart, is given his credentials, username, password. Okay, login. Maybe this time like this way, this time like this way. This time, is there a rule to go only this DB? If it will go here, what happened? No account. What is this? I have already created 2 days back. Anyway, I'll create one more time. This time, the request will go again, same DB, your details already there. Just now only na, details not there. That's what I'm going to create. Anyway, I'm going to sign up. Again, sign up time, the details will go here. It is taking that time. Now 2 accounts is created. Okay. Again, after 2 days, is going to open Flipkart. The request will go to here, not here. Your credentials is wrong. What is this? Yesterday only given, right? Again, after 2 days, after 2 times, if you click multiple times, that time the request will go to here. Yes, your username password is correct, login. What you can understand from this? Customer frustration. That is always there. No. What you can understand from this is the data mismatch. Understand? So multiple DBs, if you maintain, means multiple data insertions, right? Here, why there is no problem? There is no data insert operation is not going here. Just take the response, redirect the response. If you go here, same code is there. If the data inserting process is taking place here also, same problem will come. Just read, there is no data insertion, there is no write operations here. Here also there is no write operations. But here write operations are there. Understand what I'm trying to say? So here 2 DBs are working independent. First time your data will go maybe this DB, second time the data will go for this DB. Why? The load balancer is there. The load balancer job is what? Send the request, any DB, like any server here. Understand? If it is a load balancer is there in the DB, it will send any DB. Understand? The next question, ASG. If auto scaling group is there, what is the reference for auto scaling group? This two? What is the reference for auto scaling group to create these EC2 servers? Launch templates. Here, is there a launch template for DB? We have to take the backup. Too much of data. This is only application, right? Okay. Now, if you are taking back, which DB you can take? Both DB same data will be there? No, load balancer is there. It will send always 1 DB, 2nd DB, 3rd DB, 4th DB. Which DB is your reference for auto scaling group? We don't know, right? If you can take this DB, for example, same thing, same copy will create. Already we are facing some issues, data mismatch. Again, auto scaling will create data mismatch instance only, right? Understand the scenario here? Why DB we are not put into the auto scaling group? Why it put into that load balancers? DB always will be one only. So DB is always one only, not multiple. Any questions? Any questions? Then how you can get high availability then? You are saying, sir, only one DB. If DB fails, but you are saying high availability, na 99.99999 something nines. You are saying, but you are saying your DB is not there in ESG group, your DB is not there in ELB. Then how you can say this is 19.99999? How we can get high availability concept? RDS also, on premises also, same process, guys. Don't confuse. Will not fail because this is DB. Will not fail because it's DB. The DB will available in other agent. The DB available in other agents. Very good. Other agents, same DB will be there. Do you mean that is copy? Yes, replica, right? Okay, if replicas is there here, for example, multiple DBs. Again, same story, right? Then why no? Yes, very good. See, guys, in DB, there is a replicas concept. In DB, we have a replicas concept. I'm going to explain tomorrow how the replica concept will work. So we have to stick on that only one DB. That is called master. We have only one master DB. There is no two master DBs concept at anywhere. Is this clear? Then one master DB, how we can get high availability tomorrow I can discuss. There is a read replica concept. Our master will sync with read replicas. Always request will go to only master. Master will sync with read replicas means same data will update all read replicas. If master fail, replica work like a master. Why? Same data will be there in the replica also, right? Replica will come into the master. Again, in place of replica, we are going to create one more read replica. That is very interesting concept, even we can discuss. So after complete RDS tomorrow and day after tomorrow, 2 days I'm going to spend RDS. Then we can start Kubernetes from Monday. Okay. So Kubernetes, it will take 20 days. So that entire the security concept, availability concept, volumes, same what we learned till now. Again, same concepts we are learning again in the Kubernetes family. Same auto scaling, same load balancer, same storage, EBS volume, volumes, images, containers, same process again. We are repeating in Kubernetes. So don't miss 20 classes. Once again, I'm saying is if you miss 2-3 classes also, very difficult to understand Kubernetes. It's a chain process. If you break the chain, it's very difficult to again reback. Understand? Whatever works we have, just put a pending, no problem. These 20 days are very, very important. Okay. And as I said, this Sunday I'm going to give a Terraform paper. So we'll see, guys, how many of you attempt the questions. I hope, guys, one thing I can say, did anyone check in Google the question paper answers? Please, guys, don't do that. Don't cheat yourself. I'm not giving anything, right? If you get a 50 marks, 60 marks, I'm not giving even single. So that why you can search in Google, it is for your test series. You can assume that it's your test series. Okay. Anyway, AWS is not, so you are a DevOps engineers, right? That's what my AWS paper is little moderate, I can feel. It's not too tough, but I will show in Terraform. Okay. As I said, the questions is 30 or 40 will come. If you are able to attend 25 questions, leave it Terraform. You are good in Terraform. If you are able to answer 25 questions, No need to check Terraform content anywhere if you're able to answer the 25 questions. Simply go for interview, Terraform interview. Mark my words, no question will come from apart that questions. So you can prepare like if you have an interview. So you have interview on Sunday on Terraform. If you have interview, how you can prepare? Just prepare like that. Yes, you have a less time, but you have a time after exam one more week, right? Understand? So we have a 4 days time, and after that, after exam paper also we have a 5 days time. Totally close to 10 days time for Terraform. Spend your time complete on Terraform. Okay. Once again, I'm saying is please don't check in Google. I don't have any problem if you check. It is your career. Don't spoil your career to check in Google of your questions. Okay. No problem, sir. I'm unable to answer your questions. What I can do, sir? Just ping me. I will tell you what you need to do. But don't check in Google. You can check in content. As I said, don't paste question into the chat GPTs, Googles. That is not good. For example, if I give some provisioners, any question if I give provisioners, local provisioners, remote provisioners, you can read the content, what is local provisioner. If you miss that class, what is remote provisioner, how it will work. Then try to attend the question. Don't directly paste the question in Google and anywhere. Okay, this is my humble request to everyone. Don't spoil your career. If you follow my 8 test series, no need to request anyone. You will get a confidence. Believe me, after 2 months, you can say that same point. Okay. And last question, and don't expect like our Naresh IT conducted test questions, right? What is Terraform minute? Please don't expect like that. Won't get any single question like that. Okay. Yes, Naresh IT, why they are giving to give the opportunity to at least 50%, 60%, they are giving little easy paper. I appreciate that the admin team. If they give tough paper, only filter 10 people, again to give the training 10 people is very, no, there is no use, right? That is the intention. Maybe they are giving the paper like that little easy. But here there is no any, like, there is no any benefits, right? So definitely I'll go for hard paper. That is for your career. And once again, I'm saying, don't disappoint. Why paper is little difficult? Am I miss anything? It's not like that. This is same for 10 years experience guy also. Same feeling. Means they need to revise something, they need to apply the something, right? Yeah. So I can give out of 40 questions, 10 questions is little easy. 5 is moderate, 15 is little difficult. Like that I can follow. Okay. Yeah. That's all. So your target, only just put a target, my test series for your DevOps career. Okay. Yeah. That's all for you guys. Sir, we have covered Terraform day one. That how many questions will come? You will get 40 questions. I covered the top. Maybe you will get questions, 30 questions covered topics, 10 questions maybe out of the syllabus, or 5 questions maybe out of the syllabus that you can learn and attempt the questions. That is for self-learning point of view. I'm giving 5 questions. If you go any project, my SAR is not covered this question, this project. How can I say that? It's not correct, right? So that's what, to understand your ability, your self-learning is very important to go anywhere. For understanding the all points, I'm going to give the paper. Okay. Thanks, we try. Yeah, definitely. You can share your paper to anyone, no problem. Your colleagues also, no problem. They can understand easily the paper depth. Okay. Share today's notes. Yeah, I will share under Docker. Bye, guys.